Hey everyone, and welcome back. I know it's been like a month since I posted a video on my channel. Just kind of was taking a break and kind of hit a rough patch, so that's why there hasn't been any new videos. But I just wanted to touch base and kind of give you guys an update about what's been going on with me and see how you guys are doing. Basically, I have not felt the greatest the last few weeks, and that's both physically and mentally, especially mentally and emotionally. Things have been a struggle. So it was kind of hard to film and to know what to film or to be positive when I'm dealing with a lot of different things. So, as far as my physical health, I'm okay. It's just I've had a lot more rough days than I had been having in the last few months. So, like higher heart rate where your heart just goes crazy over the littlest things. You feel so tired, you can hardly sit up. Things like that, a lot more brain fog. It's just kind of been a rough patch, and I noticed it kind of coincided with, that time of the month, and I just felt, pretty awful. But more than the physical, it has been the mental and emotional side of things. I've noticed a huge increase in anxiety and even like new onset of depression. Typically, I don't have depression. Of course, we all can get like low mood, but definitely having a bout of depression and anxiety has just completely intensified again. I noticed that this coincides around the time of my period. So, like for a week or two before that, I almost feel like a completely different person. And I've noticed that progressively getting worse each month. So, I've done some research on it and I'm thinking maybe I have PMDD. If you guys have any stories about that or can relate, let me know in the comments below. I don't know for sure if that's what's going on, but that's just kind of a little self-diagnosis. But, Google couldn't be good and Google couldn't be bad, and I've probably Googled a little bit too much. But anyways, the anxiety has been real. Some days I will just cry all day long, just for full transparency. And I didn't know how open I wanted to be in this video, but I might as well share it in case any of you are struggling with it as well. There are so many factors that can go into my anxiety. Like, I already have a pre-existing mental health disorder with agoraphobia and CPTSD, panic attacks, and things like that. And so I was dealing with that before POTS. And then you add a condition like POTS where it can aggravate anxiety. Your body mimics anxiety. It's really hard to know, is this just my POTS and I'm in a really bad flare? Or is this my pre-existing anxiety and panic attacks, and am I having like excuse me, am I having like a bad flare with that? So it can be really hard. Lately it's felt really out of my control. Do you hear that? Definitely had a frog in my throat. Not ideal. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, lately the anxiety and panic has been completely like overtaking me, where I just feel like I'm going to lose my mind and I don't know how else to describe it, but I cry and I cry and I feel overwhelmed. And like my kids will ask me a question like, can I have a sandwich? Or it can be the littlest question or comment, and I just start crying. Like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, they're asking me to build a skyscraper, and that's not me. That's not how I've been. I'm a really patient person, really easygoing, but ever since I got POTS, I can't really handle any amount of stress, and like I'm easily overstimulated. Let me know if you guys can relate to any of what I'm saying. I'm just kind of sharing it in the hopes that, if you're going through something similar, just know you're not alone. But I did talk to my psychologist last week and told her how bad things have been. And so I'm going to start on fluoxetine on just 10 milligrams. It's the lowest dose. Most people start on 20. I've tried it in the past, a couple years back before I had my son, and it actually was helpful for me to some degree, and I didn't really have any side effects other than low appetite for quite a while. Um, but I was only ever on the lowest dose, I think, of 20 milligrams. And so, with it being helpful at that dose, I can only imagine if it does help me this time, if we went up even more, that maybe it would give me even more therapeutic benefit. I'm not really someone who likes to take medication. I've probably said that before. But at this point, it's been so bad, and I need to function and feel, just less afraid of each day. And I don't know, it's just really like this cloud that's been looming over me. So I'm totally not against medication, and I know that it saves millions of people's lives. It helps them to function, and I'm all for it. So I'm willing to give it another go, and hopefully it helps, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. I know a lot of doctors recommend people with POTS to try an SSRI for whatever reason. I've read a lot about that. My own doctor had mentioned it, especially with my pre-existing anxiety. So I'm excited to try it actually for the first time, as far as excited to try a pill. Even though I've tried it in the past, you never know how your body has changed or how you're going to react. I'm actually for once not scared. I'm excited because I just am looking forward to feeling more like myself again, and I hope that this can help me get over this hump. I told my nurse at the hospital last week, because I literally had a breakdown before she put in my IV. I was just crying and crying. And she's like, "You're not going to lose your mind. You're just having a rough streak." I was like, okay, I'm just in a rough streak for whatever reason. There's so many factors, but hopefully this can help me. What's next? I wrote down like some notes so that I wouldn't forget things. But yeah, I just wanted to mention the POTS has been a little bit worse, and I find that the weekly IV, some weeks it really helps, and like right after my appointment, I have more energy, and then other times I feel like it's not very helpful. I don't know if that coincides with the time of the month, because I know around your time of the month, your body really dumps sodium and it doesn't really hold on to it. So that could be why, and who knows, but I know that there is benefit for sure. So I'm going to continue going for now. Um, because, like I said, sometimes it really is helpful and definitely helps with brain fog, which I despise brain fog. And yeah, it really helps with that. Oh, also, I cut my hair. It's not on the list, but I decided to cut it last week or week before. I don't remember. I cut it myself. It was really scary to cut your own hair short, and I haven't done that in a while, but I just wanted to change, and I really like that it's pretty much one layer, so that it can just grow as one length, because I've always had layers, which I'm kind of tired of. So yeah, don't ask why I shared that. You can obviously see I cut my hair. I'm weird. Anyways, oh, the other thing was I'm still taking lorazepam as needed. I have needed it more lately. I still take 1 milligram or less each day, but when I was at the hospital last week, I took a full pill, which normally it's like after 20 minutes, I'm good. I'm calm. I actually don't feel any type of sedation or weird or foggy. I feel exactly like myself when I am not anxious. That's how it helps me. So usually I take a full pill, and it's like a 100% guarantee I'm good, and that's for the whole day. I don't have to take anything else. But that day, my POTS was bad. I was just sitting there waiting to be get my hospital arm bracelet, and my heart was going 130 just sitting there. I felt horrible, and my anxiety was flaring. And so when I got up to the room upstairs where I was going to get my IV, like I said, I had a breakdown, and then she convinced me to take another half. She said, "This is one of those moments where you just need it, and it's okay." So I took another half. Needless to say, that helped, and I felt for like a few minutes a little bit like you feel when you had a little bit too much to drink, where you're just kind of not, your inhibitions are down. You just kind of feel silly. That's kind of how I felt for a little bit, but then it leveled out, and then I felt normal. So yeah, that was kind of like an emergency case, but I'm really, really careful with the lorazepam still, and my ultimate goal is still to come off of it as soon as I possibly can. And my doctor told me that, once you get on the SSRI, that can help a lot of people to get off of the benzo. So that's my goal, and I am hopeful for it. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is personal, but also I know talking about it can help other people, and we can share our stories down in the comments, hopefully, if you have any. but I have to get a colonoscopy. And no, I'm not 50. I know that, but it's doctor's orders pretty much. So, what prompted it was I've been having like persistent pain that won't go away. And, yeah, they just want to check and make sure everything is okay in there. I heard a child scream. I also had diverticulitis late last year, and usually, if you have a bout of that, they want to check you and everything. But I didn't do the colonoscopy because I was too afraid, so I kind of just put that off. So it's actually a good thing. I need to just get checked and make sure everything is okay in there. I'm just really nervous about it for obvious reasons, and we have to do it out of town because that's who I was assigned to. The doctor I was referred to is out of town. So we have to travel and get a hotel and, do the colon prep specialty drink where you live in the bathroom. So I'm going to be doing that in a hotel. And I'm going to be going to a strange building and a strange doctor. No, it's just, it's really anxiety inducing, but I know it's a necessary evil. But if you have any stories to share, please share. If they're positive and if they're funny, I'd love to hear it. It just helps me stay a little more positive and not be so afraid. I know it's, a really easy thing. You're basically taking a nap while they take pictures of your booty and your colon and everything, but it's still, nerve-wracking. So that's what's going on with me. Fun stuff. Let me know if you've had one and how it went. So let's see. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to share. My goals are basically to get through my colonoscopy, which I know I will. Get back to exercising. Sorry, my children came in. Anywho, get back to exercise because that's something I've really been putting off again. I was doing the Levine protocol, as you all know, and I was finding a lot of benefit from that, like almost right away. And I know the benefit of it. It's just so crazy how our minds and our bodies just kind of like, oh, I'm too tired. Like you go a few days where you don't exercise and then it's so hard to get back on. So that's where I'm at right now. But I'm hoping to get back on that really soon and be really dedicated because I know it can make a world of difference. And for a lot of people, by exercising and eating right, they've been able to, pretty much stave off their POTS symptoms, and it's been really helpful. So that's another goal. And then to focus on my gut health. I was reading a lot about gut health and about serotonin, and did you know that like 90 something percent of our serotonin receptors are in our gut, not our brain? And so, the brain, or I mean the stomach body connection, the brain, everything, it is so true that if you have a healthy gut, you're typically a lot, what is the word I'm trying to say? If your gut is healthy and everything like that, then you're more likely to have a more balanced mental health. And my doctor has told me that as well. So if I focus a lot more on my gut health, that can help a lot of the mental health symptoms as well. So yeah, and then, like always, just take it a day at a time, or an hour at a time, or 5 minutes at a time, because some days are like, you're just watching the clock, when is it going to be over? And then, too, with POTS, you tend to borrow the next day's troubles for today. And I try not to do that, but lately I've definitely been in a more negative headspace and I'm really working hard to get out of it. So if you're feeling that way too, let me know. Let's support each other and everything is going to be okay. So if you have any questions, please let me know down below. Please share any stories you have, any comments you want to give me. Let's just stay engaged and support each other. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys are staying well and safe wherever you are, and hopefully things are looking up for you. I know with the vaccine, things are looking up in some areas, but again, that's a personal choice, and if you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. If you don't, that's completely your choice. And yeah, we're not even going to be talking about that. I don't know why I brought it up. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.